Your voice, your vote, and still no decision on a controversial ballot proposal that would require a valid photo ID for in-person voting in Michigan. A key state board deadlocked on that issue this afternoon. 13 on Your Side political reporter Josh Albertus is here now with details. Josh.
Yeah, so at this point, Juliet, in time, this isn't going to make the November ballot at this point. The board needs to find this effort sufficient in order for it to appear on the ballot, which did not happen. But they also deadlocked on whether to find the effort insufficient. Both supporters and opponents of this proposal were fighting tooth and nail before that board today. This meeting lasted almost 7 hours as members went signature by signature in some cases to determine whether there were enough valid signatures in their sample to move the petition forward.
An uncertain future for a controversial ballot proposal in Michigan surrounding voter ID and citizenship verification for voting, following Monday votes from the state's bipartisan board of state canvassers. The four-person board deadlocked on party lines whether to certify the petition effort that had submitted, according to the state's Bureau of Elections, just over 700,000 signatures.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
The proposed change to the state's constitution, brought by Americans for Citizen Voting Michigan, would require citizenship verification for voting and require valid photo ID for in-person voters' ballots to count. It needed over 446,000 valid signatures to move forward, according to the Bureau, which used a sample of 1,000 to estimate whether there were enough in the full pool.
The board has used random sampling for statewide petitions for, I think, almost 50 years now. So it's not a new process.
An initial Bureau staff report from last Monday had found what it said were 612 valid signatures out of their sample of 1,000 in the pool, short of the 629 the report said would be needed to recommend the petition was sufficient. As of Sunday night, however, according to State Bureau of Elections Director Jonathan Brader, staff now believed there were 624 valid signatures in the sample, just 5 signatures short.
In order to qualify, they have to meet a number of very stringent legal conditions with which strict compliance is required. It's not, are they close? It's not, well, they're almost there.
The settled policy of Michigan election law is to favor the participation of qualified voters, not to disenfranchise them on subjective technicalities.
As the day drew on, that gap only got smaller, down to 3 signatures short. Given the razor-thin margin, discussion on Monday came down to the very specific details as the board prepared to make a decision.
But that actually has a 6, and look at the way he makes his 4.
So in short, this doesn't have what it needs at this point to get on the ballot. So that's why we say it's unclear here, as it's possible with a deadlock that we could see a challenge to this and see it end up in court. Juliet.